Hey guys, I am doing this. I've tried to create as much space I can into the rental that I'm in at the moment. So this is what we're working with today. But as we only need a bit of floor space and a resistance band, then we are all good to go. You might get a little bit of head cut off for a bit, but I will explain to you, if you can't see my head, what we're doing above my head. So we're going to start standing with your band, and we're going to do a combination of mobility work with stretching and resistance work and obviously core work. So we're going to hold a band. I want you to stand with your feet as always underneath your hips, rolling those shoulders up, back and down, taking some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth as you continue to circle those shoulders. And exhaling. I always like to close my eyes at this point. And make sure we've got some volume on there. Yeah. So just do a few more shoulder rolls. And then reset those shoulders into neutral place. I want you to take your bands, a little bit of resistance, but not too much. Make sure there's a little bit of softness. And we're going to raise the arms up above your head. And I want you to take a stretch by just taking your eye gaze to the band and just feeling your arms opening up a little bit, feeling that stretch down all the way down the sides of your back. And we're going to do a little side bend. And I want you to just open the band a little bit. Coming back to center. And then over to the other side and open the band. So if I come down to my knees and show you, you stay standing with just side bending, little reach, all the way back up and to the other side. Inhaling through center, exhaling. So we're just feeling those shoulders mobilizing, slight strengthening. Beginning to squeeze the belly to stabilize the core a little bit more. Just do a few more here. Inhaling, exhale. And then we're going to come back to center, take one more stretch up, bring the band down in front of you, drop your chin towards your chest, and take a roll down slowly to the floor, just curling through the spine, letting your arms relax. Softening your knees if you need to. If you're feeling tight in those hamstrings, let your hands just dangle. Feeling your lower back relaxing. Then bend your knees enough just to drop your fingertips to the floor and try and stretch those legs a little bit. You might want to bend one, extend the other, or you might want to bend both and extend just to wake them up. Continue to breathe. Try and keep that spine beautifully relaxed. And then bring your fingertips back towards your toes. Let's roll up again. Lifting the head at the top, rolling those shoulders. And then we're going to take our feet a little bit wider, so about shoulder width apart, very, very subtly, toes turning out. We're going to get a little bit more resistance in that band, so it's a little bit tight to begin with. And all we're going to do is drop down into a squat, open the arms out, return all the way back up, arms down. So we inhale, stick your bottom back into those heels, exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, return and come all the way back up. So imagine you're just sticking back, beautiful flat spine, chest elevated, and reach up. Draw the belly in nice and tight. And return. So as you drop down into your squats, you just begin to get a little bit deeper every time. Make sure you return all the way to the top. Squeeze the tummy, squeeze those shoulder blades together. And we're going to go 5 more. So you can choose as much resistance as you like on that band. You can make it as hard or as easy as you wish. We're just warming up, so just be very aware of that. Last 3. Was it 2? I don't know. We lost count. It's not a good start. I'm going to do 2 more. 1 more. Let's hold it down in that squat. Open those arms, isolate those shoulder blades, little pulses, hips up and down, arms, tiny little bit of a movement. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Return all the way up. Reset those shoulders. Take a breath in. Okay, let's take it into a lunge. So we're going to take our left leg forward. I'm going to mirror you, so we're going the same way. That could always be a disaster though for me. So you want to make sure your feet line up with your hips. If you're too far behind, you're going to fall over. So you want to get a nice strong structure. Eye gaze forward. We lift the band. We drop down to the legs. We rotate to the left, back to the center, and release. So down, turn, center, release. Whoop. There you go. So with a lunge, if you're feeling off balance, like clearly I am, you can keep your eye gaze forward and turn that shoulder blade. Your right arm is isolated. It's your left arm working on its own. We inhale down, exhale, back to center and up. So you're always on the ball of the foot at the back. You're bending your front knee and your back leg just follows that movement. And we're going 5 more. To try and rotate that trunk of the body, squeeze from that waistline, hip bones stay forward the whole time. And we're going to go 1 more. Then we return to the top. We pause there. I want you to bring your back foot forward so you flatten it to the floor. So you're feeling a stretch down the back of the leg into the calf. This one at the front, keep it soft and just roll yourself down until you can get your fingertips to the ground. So I've got my front leg bent, my back one is dead straight, and I'm pushing into that heel at the back. Then begin to try and extend your front leg, pushing that hip back and relaxing through your upper body as much as you possibly can. So if you're struggling to get to the floor, if you have something you can prop your hands up onto, whether you've got blocks or books or something, cushions, and just work on extending that hamstring in the left leg. Just allowing our chest to sit soft. Taking a couple of breaths here. Now that band, I want you to slide it under that front foot whilst you're here. Grab the band and then slowly push through that front leg by bending it to roll yourself back up to standing. Now that band's gone tight. Turn your palms forward. Keep both feet strong and pushed into the floor. And we're going to do bicep curls. So just curling up, warming up the upper arms. So we exhale, inhale. Again, you can make this as strong or as easy as you like. Just curling through. So my elbows stay close to my rib cage. Upper arms stay still, and we're just working that lower arm. 6 more. I'm exhaling as I curl up. I'm inhaling as I come down. 2 more. Last one. All the way up and all the way down. Good. Step that back leg forward to join the other leg. Slide the band out from underneath. Take a breath in here. And here, then we're going to step the left leg back. So it sets us up for our lunge. So on the ball of the foot at the back, again, square off the hips, make sure everything's aligned. Take your band, and when you're ready, you're going to bend down into that lunge, turn the right arm, come up and release. Really deepen your breath, slow your breathing down. Just reaching and turning. So again, you might want to follow your band if you're feeling more balanced. I'm definitely more balanced on this side, or you can just keep your eye gaze forward. And remember, your left arm is isolated as the right arm does the move. And I want you to really feel yourself turning from that rib cage, waistline, but the hips are trying to stay square to the front on that rotation. So give me 4 more. Make them stronger. Perhaps make your lunge deeper. Come on, squeeze into that shoulder blade. 1 more. Lovely. Come all the way up. Step that back foot in. Flatten your heel at the back to the floor. So you feel that little stretch down the calf. We soften the knee at the front and we roll down to the floor. Go as far as you can till your fingertips touch the floor. Feel that back leg really extending and then begin to push into the right leg. Pulling your right hip back, relaxing through the shoulders, upper body just relaxing down to the thigh. Take some long, deep breaths. Really feel the stretch. And then begin to slide that band onto your foot. Hold it onto the band, bend your front leg, and then push yourself back up to standing. Second round of bicep curls. So keep those feet pinned to the ground, palms face forward, and we curl up. So you need to make sure your band is equal both sides. I can feel mine's a bit uneven, so just figure it out, and then to go into those bicep curls. I am really out of breath doing this and talking today. Oof. Keep it going. Elbows pinned into that rib cage. Keep it going. That's 8. We're going 4 more. Last 2. 1 more. Big curl. And release the band. Step the foot in. Take the band off. And then step back to the back of your mats again. Now, we're going to take our bands a little bit high above our heads. So what I want you to do is take a wide stance in the legs. So we're going to sumo or plie squats. So your toes are turned out. And what you're trying to achieve here is more inner thigh activation. So the kneecaps need to follow your middle toe, or if not, the little toe. So we're going to take our arms up above our heads with a slightly tight band. As we drop down, we're going to open our band slightly, sliding in front of the face. They go wide, and then they come all the way up again. So we open, squeeze the belly. Inhale, return up. So squeeze. So you can get it as loose or as tight as you want in that band. Focus on those knees. Your bottom's very slightly pushed back. Your chest is elevated. And I want you to really focus on those inner thighs, pushing them open. Pulling those shoulder blades together as you squeeze that band. So if your band's happily touching your chest, get more resistance in it. We've still got 8 more to go. Let's try and get a little bit deeper into these squats if you can. Just have a little glance at the knees, making sure they're not protruding inwards. Nice and wide in those arms at the top. Last 5. See if you can go deeper. And 4. Last 3. 2. Now you know where this is going. Last 1. Hold. Pulse through those legs. Open those arms. Squeeze the tummy. Open those knees. 5. 4. Go deeper. Last 2. And come all the way up. Drop your arms. Turn your feet parallel. Soften the knees. Roll down to the floor. To the floor and try and extend those legs. It's quite nice to do a little gentle sway side to side. Pushing the hips one way as you feel your other leg extending, and so on. Just a nice little stretch down here. Opens up a little bit more into your lower back, having your legs a little bit wider. So just wriggle into the stretch as much as you need to, and however you like to. Just want you to feel a little slight inner thigh stretch as you push your hips the opposite way. And then heel toe your feet under those hips, soften through the knees, and then come down onto the floor, onto your hands and knees. So let's just take a little stretch back in child's pose, reaching the arms forward, and then taking your head and chest down towards the floor, extending your elbows and getting a stretch into those lats, the sides of your back, pinning your bottom as close to your heels as you can possibly go. If you don't like child's pose, come onto your elbows, do a cat stretch instead. Always reach. Take one more deep breath here, and then we're going to roll it up. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. Get a nice little grip of the band, but leave it quite loose between the hands. Now we're coming out to a 45-degree angle here. So imagine you're in a square room, which you might be anyway, but you're in a more better position than I am. You're going to reach out to the sides, and then you're going to curl knee and elbow in. So we're angling out and we're curling under. So it requires a little bit more balance when you're pulling out from the center line. Try and stay hovered the whole time. If you need to quickly drop down in between, do so, and then repeat that exercise. Again, you can do this without a band. You can just do it reaching and then curling under. We're not here for long, so really focus on that core stability and balance. You can tuck your toes under on that foot that's on the ground. Give me 5. Really curve that spine, sucking the belly in. Last 3. 2. 1 more. And 1. Release it down. Arch that back. Now just move the band slightly in front of you so you're not leaning on it. Bring yourself down to your forearms, interlace your fingers, tuck your toes under, and let's lift up to dolphin. So elbow downward facing dog. Walk through those legs a little bit to get the extra stretch. Then lift the hips up high. And we're simply going to float forward into a low plank, and we're going to squeeze up back to that position, your resting point. Drop forward, tuck the belly in, and lift up. Your option is to drop your knees, rock forward slightly, lift your bottom, and then lift those knees again. So that's a little bit easier if you want to take the pressure off. Okay, so work will work with you. Squeeze and lift. 5 more. 4. 3. Squeeze those tummy muscles. 2. 1 more. Now lift those hips up high. Roll it forward. Hold a plank, and if you can just isolate and hold, or maybe do some little knee taps, or drop to your knees if that's better for you. We're only here for another 10 seconds. Squeeze it and breathe. Keep going. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll it down to the floor. Okay. Few seconds just resting, finding your breath again. And then we're going to grab that band, taking our feet a lot wider, so they're around the corners of your mat. Take hold of the band. And we're going to float our upper body off the floor. Do a little side bend and a little band reach towards the outer thigh, back to the middle, and release. So we lift, squeeze the butt cheeks, stabilize those hips, pull to the other side, back to the center, and drop. So again, you can have as much resistance as you want on that band. If you don't want to use a band, you just pick up there, you side, you reach, back, and down. Yeah, so you don't have to use a band at all. Just work on the range of movement, separating that upper body from the lower body so your feet don't float off the ground. I know that can be a bit of a struggle sometimes. Also a bit of struggle if you're just down to juice as well. I can feel it sitting in my stomach rather uncomfortably. Hopefully it stays there. The lovely back extension, a squeeze, reach, and down. It's not nice being this close down to the floor because all I can see is kids' crumbs everywhere, which is lovely. Okay, we're going 2 more each side. Let's make these a little bit more of a side bend. Let's see if we can lift up that chest a little bit more. Let's see if we can squeeze the tummy and those glutes a little bit more. One more each side. Last one. And just release it off. Let the body just sit heavy in the ground, totally relaxed. Ooh. You know, I always like to wriggle around side to side, just to get a little bit more of a relaxed feeling in my lower back. You're going to bring your hands to the side of the shoulders. You're going to pick yourself up. You can come to child's pose or cat stretch, whatever you prefer to do. If you're doing child's pose, keep those arms elevated, elbows off the floor, and melt your head and chest down between the arms. And then bring yourself back onto the hands and knees. So we're going to work the other arm to leg. So set yourself up, nice strong position, band or no band, a little bit looser than you think you need, perhaps. And when you're ready, we're going to reach out to the corners of the room. And then we curl it under, meeting elbow to knee, arching the spine, and squeezing your belly in to do that. Big reach. So when we go out to that kind of 45-degree from midpoint, what tends to happen is your hip may rotate. So try and keep those hip bones facing the floor, let the buttocks do the work rather than the joint moving. If you remember to squeeze your tummy, that also helps stabilize. So you might want to tuck your toes under on that leg that's on the floor if you're feeling off balance. And we're going 5 more. Last 2, big reach, big squeeze. 1 more. Ooh. And release. I'm kicking furniture now. And we go back into that raw, lovely curve. Pushing the band forward, we drop back down to our elbows again. So forearms, sorry. So we're down on our elbows. Tucking those toes under, and then just lifting up for a bit of a stretch. Walk it through. And then when you're ready, you might want to slide your toes back a few inches. And we're going to go back to that rocky motion forward. So we roll through the spine down into a plank. We squeeze the belly to lift the hips all the way up. So we're all going to stick with doing this for now. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, after you've done 4 of these, you can do an alternating leg lift. So you might want to lift your right leg up, roll forward, lift all the way up, return the foot, and swap. Okay? Just a little bit more of a challenge if you want it. You can also do the knee drop if you need to. You might want to lift one leg, drop the knee, float down, push up, and then lift there. Yeah, that's also an alternative. Or you might just be doing 2 feet on the floor like we did earlier, or back to your knees, sinking down into that plank, pushing your bottom back, then lifting up. So give me 2 more each side, no matter which one you're doing. And then when you've done your last one, we float forward, we hold that plank. So you might be on your knees, you might be just here. You might want to do your knee drops, 10 more seconds. And really, if you're doing the knee drops, just try and keep those hips as still as possible. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Release your shoulders. Relax your forehead. Nice long deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now we're going to grab that band again. Nice and easy this time. A little bit more resistance. Arms are in like a C-shaped position. You can include the legs this time. So if you want to include the legs, We're going to bring our legs close together. We're going to lift the chest, the arms and the legs. We're going to open the band, and your legs are going to do what your arms are doing. Open out wide, squeeze back together, and lower down. So lift, open, center, and down. If your back doesn't like this, maybe lose the band. Do it without the band and do the same movement with the arms and legs, or keep your feet pinned and just do the arms and then release it all down. But whatever you do, I want you to be working those arms, lengthening and down. I can feel my cramp coming along in my arches of my feet. Gonna ignore it. 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. Make them wider, make them stronger. Squeeze those legs together again. Last 1. And release it all. Turn your head to one direction. Take 2 to 3 breaths here. Then turn your head the other way. 2 to 3 breaths the other way. Bring your hands under your shoulders and back to that cat stretch or child's pose. Bending those arms, head and chest down. So we're going to flip around and come sit on our bottoms. But what I want you to do with your bands is put them across your mats, trying to get them as equal as you can on either side. You're going to sit your bottom down on that band. And then your legs are coming out in front. Okay, so we're going to work a little bit into the shoulders. It's important with this exercise that you listen to your shoulder joint. Your palms are going to be facing forward, so you're going to be holding the band like that. Or you can change the position if your shoulders don't like it. You must take your hands slightly in front of you, so they're not back here. So pull them slightly in front. Then scoot the belly in and go into a C curve, holding crunch position or sit up position. And all we're going to do is lift the band up and drop the band down. So choose your resistance. And inhale back. So if you're struggling to get that far, loosen your band, get more movement in that shoulder joint. So the joint is moving more rather than your muscles struggling to lift that band. Squeeze up and release. Now let's focus on that tummy. Scoop and suck that belly in to create that lovely curvature of the spine. So you're really it's like you're doing like a mini crunch in a curved position, holding that position tight. So your abs are fired up the whole time. And you'll feel them fire up as your arms lift up. We're going 4 more. As high as you can go, work it as high as you can go. Up for 3. Can you go back a little bit more for the last 2? 1 more big lift up. Hold, 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 hold. And then release it forward. Let go of your band. Let your arms relax onto your shins and let your body just curl forward for a moment. Flex your feet to grab your feet and lift your spine tall. So we're going from that curve of the spine to that extension elevation. Try and pull your shoulder blades behind and lift your chest. Now we're going to slide that band out from underneath us. So just move your bottom and then slide to the side of your mat. Using the center of your mat, we're going lengthways this time. Now make sure you keep a lot of band behind you. So that when you sit your bottom on that band, you can grab the band, keeping it flat above your spine, flat along your spine, sorry. Roll it up and hold it from the back. Now, you've got long hair, you can pinch your hair, so just be very wary of that. So pull that band up and extend your spine and your arms. So reach up tall, really, really, really reach. Then we're going to curve back, but not as far as we did just now with those shoulders. And we're going to bend our arms behind us, elbows close in towards our ears, and we're going to extend that band back up. So I'm catching my head quite a bit here. So just be very wary of that. So extend and bend. Because we're holding the band with both arms, one is going to try and be more dominant than the other, which is going to be your stronger arm. So just be very wary of that. Sink back a little bit more if you can. And exhale up, inhale down. So you, again, you might want to get more bands. So I'm going to get more bands, get a little bit stronger in those arms. And we're going to go for 8. Now, with this exercise, if you feel your shoulders are shrugging up too high towards your ears, relax them. If you can't, roll up, come to more seated position, and work on the arms there. Okay, last 4. 3, 2, hold up, drop halfway back, and pump the arms. Can you scoop your belly in? Can you maybe challenge your legs into the air, but only if your core is allowing you to. You don't want to feel this in your back. Pump those arms. 8, 7, extend. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Again, roll forward, relax the arms, relax your head. Take a couple of deep breaths, let your shoulders drop. Roll onto the back of your heels, grab your feet, and then pull your shoulder blades back and lift your chest. So we're going to slide our bottoms out from underneath. And then we're going to take the band around our feet. So again, the band's lying flat if you can. Push your legs forward. Right, so back to those rotations. We sit up beautifully tall. Get your hands all the way to the tail end of your bands. Okay? We're going to do a combo exercise. 6 reps to start with. So we lift up tall, really grow that spine. Then pull your band back to your hips. Then keeping your arms dead straight, you might take them out wider if you've got long arms like me, and then squeeze your shoulder blades back as you lift your chest. So don't let that spine scoot back into that curve. Keep it beautifully extended. 2 more. 1 more. Extend the arms. Now sink back a little bit lower and then rotate. And if you can, tap your elbows to the floor. And that doesn't mean you have to, but if you can, pull back. 2 more. I think we might have done an extra one each side. And then lift it up. 8 reps. Pull the arms back and let's go. Squeeze. 8, 7. Sit tall. 6. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Lift that chest. Pull your abs in tight. 3, 2. 1 more. And 1. Scooping down. Turn the palms down. Let's go. 8. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll it up. Lift up tall. Take a breath. Pull those arms back. And we're going 10. 10. So sit really tall. Come on. Abs on. Chest up. Shoulder blades back. Pull those hands further away from your bottom. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Scoot that belly in. Roll back. Palms down. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll it up. Last round, 12 reps. Sit tall before you begin. Take a breath in whilst your arms are doing nothing. Now lift up, chest up, squeeze the shoulder blades back, take those arms back, and let's press and pump behind. So I've got tension all the time on my arms. 5, 6, 7. I can see a spider creeping further and further towards my mouth. 9, 10. Come on, last 2. Lift up, squeeze. And 12. Roll it back and let's rotate. 12. 11. Squeeze the shoulder blade, turn from your waistline. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. Last 2. One more. And then roll it up. Take a breath in the top, sit tall. And then we scoot back down again. We take our arms up in line with the shoulders or the chest. And then we pull both back. So this is going to work the abs even more. Scooping in. You might want to get a little bit more resistance now because these are big back muscles. Pull back. 4. 5. All the spiders on my mat. 6. And it's coming to my legs. 7. Come on, pull back, pull back. 8. 9. 10. Last 2. 11. One more. And we roll up. Lifting up tall, remove that band from your feet. And just flick it away without killing it. Slide your bottom towards your heels and just roll yourself down to the floor. Give your knees a little hug in. And then I want you to take your left leg. Actually, let's fold our bands in half. Left leg to the sky. We're going to get into some really good stretching now. Hamstring up. Left hip to the floor. Left buttock to the floor. Right leg fully extended. Both toes pointing up, so we're in dorsiflexion. And then use your arm to drive that leg in as you push that leg straight. And really breathe into the hamstring. We're going to move the bands over into the right hand. So I'm not mirroring you anymore, am I? Let me just mirror you. So we're doing the left leg up to the sky. Now you're going to take the band in your right hand, move the foot subtly across the right thigh, and then pull the toes down towards your right shoulder. So my buttock is slightly off the floor. I'm trying to turn my toes more to the right and then drive that leg in towards the shoulder. Extend the knee. So this will take it more to the outside of your hamstring towards the buttock area. Maybe down the side of your calf. The more you try to rotate your hip, so your toes are turning away from you, the more you feel that stretch. And then we're going to go to the other side. So you're going to take the band in your left hand. You're going to bring the toes towards the left shoulder. So you're moving your leg towards the left shoulder, and then you begin to move it out to the side. So we're getting to the inner thigh and other side of your hamstring. So for me, I've got quite a lot of resistance, so I need to use my other arm to hold my leg there. And if you want to, you can change that leg position on the floor into a nice bent open knee position. That helps balance out the legs a little bit, but you might just want to keep it flat. It's up to you. And let's work on putting those toes up towards that left shoulder and breathing into it. So it's not about how low you can get it to the floor, it's about how far you can get it towards that shoulder. And see if you can just straighten that knee a little bit more. And then begin to move that leg back up to the middle. Keeping hold of that leg, let the leg drop all the way over to the right side. We begin to open the left arm out. Keep the left shoulder blade on the floor and take it into rotational twist with a hamstring stretch. Driving that left shoulder to the floor, palm facing up towards the sky. See if you can pull the toes further up towards your right shoulder and extend that knee. After your next breath, begin to move the leg back into the middle, taking hold of the band. Bring your right foot up to take over from your left. Your left goes to the floor, and we extend that leg parallel, pulling the hip down to the floor so that left leg is dead straight on the ground, and the right buttock is also pushed down. So we're getting full L shape through the legs. Extend through the knees. A few breaths here. And then we feed the band into our left hand. We move that leg subtly across the thigh, turning the toes inwards and driving the toes towards our left shoulder, extending out through that knee once again. So my buttock is slightly off the ground, but I'm getting that full stretch down the outside of my hamstring. I'm using quite a lot of arm force, especially if you've got really tight legs at the moment like I do. They're almost shaking because they don't want to go there. So I've got to really focus on my breath, breathing into the point of almost pain. And then I'm going to begin to move that leg across into center, swapping it over to the other hand to begin with. Begin to turn the toes outwards, moving the toes towards my right shoulder as I let the leg drop out. I'm going to change that to half butterfly on my left leg, and I'm going to extend that leg. So I'm going to use my left hand because of the resistance to force a little bit more into that stretch. So remember, putting your toes towards the shoulder before dropping your leg wide is more important. Try and keep your hip bones in the same position so you're not rocking over into that leg, which is why having my left leg in the position it's in helps to balance it a bit more. So get quite forceful with those arms. Take 2 long, really deep breaths from now. And then we begin to lift the leg carefully up. It goes all the way across the body. We begin to turn the leg towards the left, right arm out to the side, palm facing up, and we take it into rotational stretch. Still keeping that tension running through the hamstring, right shoulder blade pressed to the floor, eye gaze to the right, and take a few breaths here. And then carefully begin to lift the leg back up. Bring the opposite leg with you. Hold the band with both hands, bend the knee, and then use it to roll yourself up. Ta-da! Bring yourself into a comfortable cross-leg position. Take your left hand onto your right knee, right hand to the base of the spine, lift up and take a rotation, look over that shoulder. When you begin to move yourself back to center, lean into that right hand, take that left arm out wide and take it for a side bend. You might want to slide your right hand on the floor. Try and get your elbow dead straight and that arm over the ear, but then you can then turn your body and look up towards the sky to get that lovely stretch down the side of the body. Just go as far as you can possibly go. Pushing down into your hips. Then sweep the arm forwards all the way around. And first of all, we do the side bend this way. Palm facing towards the floor, extending that elbow. Look up towards the sky as you rotate. Pushing your right hip to the floor. Bring yourself back to center. Take that hand onto the knee. Your left hand at the base of the spine. Lift up tall and look over that shoulder. Rotate body. Roll back into the middle, interlace your fingers, and then push your arms forward and open those shoulder blades. Gently bow your head. Take some breaths here, reaching forward. Then turn your palms away. Lift your arms up tall. Take one more deep breath up at the top. And then we open our arms wide, sweep them forward, lift up one more time, reach, hands together, give yourself an overhead clap, a little bow forward, and you are done. Fabulous. Thank you all.